Hello, 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 all my beasties. Welcome to the lair. How are we doing this lovely evening? How are we all doing? Let me peek through the comments here. We'll give people a few minutes to trickle on in. We'll cover some housekeeping. And then it's gonna get interesting. It's gonna get a little spicy tonight. It is going. It's going to get spicy. Thank you, CCW, all of you guys. Up are you? Yay, Thomas! Thomas is here. Let's see who else is here. Hey, Debbie. Let's see, who else do we have? Debbie Thomas. Hold on. I see you guys were having a great conversation before I got here. I feel left out. I'll have to read through it later. There's Croc. Hey, Opal. Before you go anywhere, Opal, because you weren't here, although I would like you in the chat, Opal, but I have a Loki dragon and you do not. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see who else is here. Jerry, hey. Hi, Jimmy. Steve, hey, Cookie, how you been? Oh, Debbie, last night was a ride, but tonight I have a feeling is going to be even more of a ride. Hey, Raz. Debbie, is this the first Loki Live you've made? I feel loved. The hangover is gone. We are off of the hangover, but we may be trying for a second day of hangover at this rate. Croc, I'll check the Discord in a minute. Oh my God, Debbie, I need a Lokificent dragon. Okay. Housekeeping. Before we get too many people in here that are not OG Beasties and my loves, I know none of you guys are going to be a problem. I am going to give this warning, especially for anybody that catches on replay, crew. And I am going to give this a warning to those lovely stans and haters that we may get. I did tag Tweedledum in the title and in my tweet. So we may start getting them. Eric Hunley does have a copy of the complaint now, as do a large part of the YouTube lawyers and several other people. I have gotten it out, and most people were shocked. Between Murdaugh and Eliza Blue and her shenanigans, Onion Voice seemed to right below everybody's radar. But not anymore. You guys know me. You know me well enough to know that I'll find the end of the internet. And every genius at it. But okay. So, rules for my chat. We have mods. Depending on the day, there's a bunch of blue people or not. The rules for my chat are we are all adults. What we're going to do is act like adults. What we are not going to do is act like disrespectful, obnoxious little trolls. You can argue, you cannot like each other, and you can disagree in the chat. What you can't do is revert to ad hominem attacks, anti-Semitism, homophobia, racism, any of the really icky hate speech. My mods will warn you, but don't get in a fight with my mods. I do keep an eye sort of on the chat, and if you get into a fight with my mods, everyone gets to see how big of a bitch I actually am. So, there are the rules. We are not, what we are also not going to do, we are not going to blame the children. There are minors in this situation. They get no blame. Anything they did was because they were groomed by an obnoxious predator, and YouTube let him do it. So you can be angry at him, you can be angry at YouTube. We are not going to be angry at victims. We are not going to victim shame. We are not going to call them names. Hey, TB, that will open you up to finding out how much of a bitch I can be. What we're also not going to do is bring people's families and personal lives into this. Do not go with personal attacks in my comments or my chat. You are more than welcome to disagree and have adult conversations and have differing opinions, but be an adult and have the conversations. It takes a lot to get blocked or yeeted here. I mean, a lot. So, let's just be nice, okay? Nice is what we're going to strive to be. Are we snarky? Yes. Yes, we are. And Opal, you can snark. You can be as snarky as you'd like. You can be obnoxious. We're just not going to go down an extreme path. If you are being snarky, which we are great with, and we are sarcastic, and you can make fun of Tweedledum, Tweedledummer, and whatever they done, they deserve it. They walked themselves right into this situation. But we'll be somewhat respectful, somewhat, because they're somewhat respectful occasionally. Whatever. But yes, so what we're not going to do is be inappropriate. If my mods warn you, or if I warn you because I say something, don't make us warn you again or boot you. I really don't want to go down that route. But I have a feeling, given the topic, and as this gets some more attention, especially if Tweedledum and Tweedledummer ever appear in my comments or whatever, we may get some stands and we may get non-regulars that are less than lovely. They are not beasties. If people would like to join the beastie family, you are more than welcome. I will also answer the question because somebody sent me a DM and thought me referring to them as a beastie was rude. No, it is Maleficent's term for Aurora, who she loves. It is because I love my beasties. And they are my beasties. And I am an angry mama dragon. I wish I could like do the fire smoke Maleficent thing, but I can't quite yet. I'll figure it out. So, there are the warnings. My regulars will warn people. My regulars will handle things. If you don't comply, you have to deal with me. And I don't think anyone really wants that. I mean, on a bad side. Hold on. Talk amongst yourself in the chat for 2 seconds. Okay, Croc, I sent it, but I'm going to keep you backstage for now. So, if you're here as a troll, feel free to tell me how wrong I am and how Onion Boy and Tweedledummer are just misunderstood. Please educate me. I would love for it. So, where to start? And yes, I have the makeup on because I decided what I decided. We were going angry makeup. I had red lipstick on, but I got on my teeth, so I changed. But the old school Maleficent it's coming out. The horns are coming out in the next few days. Watch. So let's start at the very beginning. Yesterday, I was made aware by a viewer that there was a lawsuit against, I believe his first name is Joshua, but he goes by Greg Jackson, better known as Onision, or as I call him, Rotten Onion Boy or Tweedledum. And his partner, who originally went by one name, now they go by Kai and use they them pronouns. But Kai used to go by Laney and Laney-Bot. So, that there was a lawsuit being brought against them, but interesting, and this isn't the first time, but interestingly enough, it was being brought against YouTube and Google. So, for those who aren't familiar, and for people that are new to the lair, there's this thing in law where people like YouTube and back in the day, MySpace and social media platforms cannot be held responsible for what a lot of the users post legally. It can be against their terms of service. They can do their own things, but legally, they are not technically the publisher. And you'll hear a lot of, in the US, people refer to Section 230. So what happens is generally YouTube can't get in trouble. So when you see Ann Reardon or these channels that are posting and breaking things down and going to YouTube saying, how are you allowing, the Tide Pod Challenge things? They can't actually legally get in trouble for it. The people posting it can, but they can't get in trouble for promoting it or having it on their platform. Now, here's the thing. That doesn't stop you in civil court to a point. And if you go beyond just being a platform where things can be published and you partake in it somehow, there's a loophole. Things can come back. Things can come back on you, Violet. So, in this lawsuit, I read through it and then we did it. It took an hour and a half and some whiskey and eye bleach later last night, and I will make sure it is linked in a card. And in this lawsuit, it explains that the plaintiff was a young female who had been trafficked for an inappropriate reason, and they were having adult conversations with minors, and they were actively assisting in trying to get minors to cross state lines. They had done research to find out what states allowed what at what age, and that this one minor who brought this suit was involved in this for a long time. She was in a vulnerable position, as most teenage girls end up at some point, an emotional one. And she began talking with them. There was inappropriate texts, inappropriate pictures, inappropriate videos, lots of the inappropriately lovely sarcasm things going on between her and Tweedledummer. Now, they tried to get her to move across state lines and come live with them in the state of Washington. Thank God somebody's parent pays attention and intervened. They did remain friends, and they were groomed. They then used this minor to groom an even younger girl, because the first minor, A, wasn't going to be allowed to travel, and B, had kind of aged out of what this child predator wanted. And they groomed a young lady named Sarah and the R word happened, and lots of inappropriate things. YouTube was made aware. There were petitions, creators left and right were bringing it to their attention. I think they had some kind of petition at one point, and YouTube turned a blind eye. And it comes out in the lawsuit that not only did YouTube turn a blind eye, they allowed this gentleman, not gentleman, but to be monetized through the YPP. I saw a croc, I'll get to in 1 second. And allowed them to be monetized. And did not strike the channel and did not take it down. As a matter of fact, last night, one of my beasties went and looked, and there was a video posted as of like 30 minutes or something before. Oh, they're still there. Well, what did it take for them to get demonetized finally, you ask? Well, it took Chris Hansen, you know, the To Catch a Predator guy, and some people for making a documentary. Now, part of me thinks Onion Boy may have taken a page out of the Chris Boozy book of trying to avoid service or trying to avoid people, because when Chris Hansen and a news crew showed up, he holed up in his house and started calling the police to come save him and get them off his property. But this documentary came out and it brought light to all of this. And that outcry after the documentary is when they finally demonetized him in 2021. Now, mind you, this has been going on for like 12 years. Or yeah, maybe a little longer even. Well, the Chris Hansen thing, ironically enough, Tweedledum sued him. Here's the problem. Sir, Tweedledum, Onion Boy, Greg, Onision, whatever you want to go by today. Sir, if you're going to bring a lawsuit, we should probably make sure it's against the right person. We probably should not just arbitrarily file a lawsuit against Chris Hansen, who isn't the famous person. I mean, just saying, we may want to make sure we're suing the right people. So we're just going to put that out there. Now, here is my disclaimer before we get into more of this, because we are getting into more of this. It is a sensitive topic. I already given my how we behave speech. I will try to keep the words and phrasing somewhat YouTube friendly, and I will approach it as delicately as I can. I do not have the skill level of the lovely Emily D. Baker, but I 16 years in the public safety realm, I can be somewhat gentle. So I'm going to be as gentle as I can. But there will be adult topics discussed. I will also say, and I'm going to link the lawsuit below so you guys can read it. Allegation. Lawsuits are, in the words of EDB, everybody say it. Allegations. Lawsuits are allegations and shade. Allegations and shade. He has not been found guilty, so I can't say he did it. What I can say is everything I am saying is coming directly from the lawsuit or research, and I have everything to back it up. And these are my opinions, and he has not been found guilty yet in a court of law. And no civil judgment has been made against him. So, there is that. I have been warned that he likes to send cease and desist letters or threaten to sue people. My emails, Krakow puts it up. My email's on my channel. Have at it. But be careful with what you wish for. So hold on one second, guys. Housekeeping for a second. So there's that. I mean, you want to send me a cease and desist, go ahead. I will pull an Ikrikata. I will take the rackets approach. So that's fine. Radia, it is not going to get you in trouble when you talk about it on this channel. Or Jerry. Because we are respectful and within the bounds. You are allowed to have feelings about the placement of putting maps on walls. I was a fan when, in schools, they were attached to the whiteboard. You could pull them down and put the map back up. I'm not an interior decorator, as you can tell. If you'd like to discuss map placement, you can be my interior decorators. So, with all of that said, we are also going to be kind to somebody that I am bringing in one of her videos and some of her clips. She has a long history with Tweedledum. They have debated each other. It's a lot. She can be controversial herself, and I'm sure everybody knows I am bringing in a video made by Blair White. I have sent emails to Blair White and sent her some messages. I have not heard back yet. I have reached out to several people. If I hear back from them, you guys will be the first to know. And like I said yesterday, since this kind of went under the radar and I intend on blowing it up because everybody gonna learn about this. And I know it's not my usual topic. It's not gun stuff. But as a parent and someone that worked in public safety and has seen how situations like this end, it's a personal project of mine. And we beasties don't drop things. So we're going to go through the history. We're going to go through all the scandals. We are going to go through it, and the victim is demanding a jury trial in Florida, and if it makes it to jury trial, I will be there. I might need bail, but I will be there. Middle District of Florida, here I come. This is not going to fly under the radar. I will not be bullied. Be my guest. And if you are Tweedledum and Tweedledummer, or a Stan, or anybody that would like to debate me on this topic, you are more than welcome to contact me and we will do it. I am not scared to talk to you at all. Okay? Great. But you're not going after my viewers. And I know a lot of people have a very divisive opinion of Blair. Personally, I don't have an issue with her. I'm very conservative, for one. And two, she makes a lot of good points. Does she do some interesting things? Yes. I will be reaching out to Jacqueline Glenn, who is an ex of Onion Boys. And she's a new mom, though. And seeing if she wants to come talk. So, or give me a statement, not live. So I will link Blair's stuff after. I am pulling some stuff from her channel for this. But we are not going to, how shall I say? We are not going to voice any opinions you have with Blair or Jacqueline or any of the people. The only person we are voicing opinions towards are the two adults that are disgusting with their behavior. Fair? Fair. Okay. So, Onision, better known as he goes by Greg Jackson, and the lawsuit. So, let's bring in a little bit of a video. Hey, Becky, that Blair posted, and this video is from 3 years ago. Okay, so you can see how far back this is going to go. And we're going to go even farther back. I'm in the middle of working on a timeline. And we are going to do a timeline. I'm going to uncover all the things. And this is not going to fly under the radar anymore. Because I am not going to let people not know it exists and have anything happen again. I'm sorry. Nope. The advocate side of me, nope. All of it, all that, nope. So, let's watch a little bit of Blair's video about this genius. Yes, I said that, but yeah, no. That's sure. Do we have it on normal speed? Yes, because I like to play it on hamster speed because I have no attention span. So let's watch a little bit of Blair's video and we'll comment through it.
Concept of grooming, right? But that requires you have with somebody right after they turn 18.
He had already had
false. Grooming in no way requires you to have adulty activities with the person. Grooming is what you do to a minor to make them feel safe and trusted so that they will cross boundaries they would not normally. You know, and before somebody comes for me, let's do this one. The definition of grooming, according to the Oxford Dictionary, is the action by a pedophile of preparing a minor for a meeting, especially via internet chat room, with the intention of committing an adult offense. So no, sir. That does not say you have to actually do it. You have to have and be able to show some intent. Good try, but you're wrong. Now, if you were here last night and you listened to me go lose my mind during that entire rant of a reading of a 40-something page lawsuit, the lovely woman, Regina, that brought the lawsuit, the minor that she recruited and helped bridge trust and vouch for is this girl, Sarah, that you're seeing on screen that we talked about yesterday. Okay? So, yeah, Onion Boy, you might as well buy a dictionary while you're at it. I'm sure they have them in a prison library somewhere.
Romantic conversations and talks when I was 15.
Said that something has happened with her, or I cuddled in bed.
This is Lainey, now known as Kai, who yeah.
Bed with her, that none of that has.
You know what? We're going to back this up without my interruption real quick. That person is Lainey. Okay, so now we're going to watch it through. I'll try to pause it better, but I wanted to make sure we knew who the players were.
You guys have this concept of grooming, right? But that requires you have with somebody right after they turn 18.
We had already had romantic conversations and talks when I was 15.
Said that something has happened with her, or I cuddled in bed with her, that none of that has ever happened. Never.
like go to sleep. Good night.
The lovely
Hey guys,
Blair
welcome
White.
back to my channel. So today's video is about someone that I truly, with every bit of my soul, never wanted to talk about again, by the name of Onision, or as I call him, the pimple on the butt of YouTube. He's basically the roach infestation that YouTube wants to do nothing about. You know, they won't even call an exterminator for a quote.
She isn't wrong. I mean, until there was a documentary in 2021, they didn't even demonetize him. How do you not demonetize him? What? It took that. So she isn't wrong here. I will leave links to Blair's channel and this video below. But yeah, no, YouTube knew, and they refused to do anything about it.
You know what I mean? They won't do anything about it. And a lot of you guys, if you're new on this channel, which, hi, if you're new, may not know about my history with this YouTuber. I've debated this YouTuber over all of the allegations of predatory and inappropriate behavior with underage girls, for which there's probably like hundreds of accusations at this point. It goes back years. So just some of the predatory actions that come to mind in the past when it comes to Greg, if my memory is suiting me correctly, which I know it is. Greg was collecting pictures of underage girls in their underwear on his website in the past. Greg began dating his wife, who is now, I guess, his husband because she transitioned. He can't write this. When his partner was underage and actually traveled across state lines to find states where it was legal to be intimate with them to avoid getting in trouble with the law. I guess there are accusations of him putting girls in his basement against their will. Like, this is basically the R. Kelly of YouTube. That's what you should be getting out of this. But as
Okay. Hey, at least she's pretty when I pause it. Yeah, so YouTube knew about this, and yeah, can't make it up. You can't make it up. And part of the reason, Debbie, that I do take, I mean, obviously, I'm an advocate for children. I've seen all the horrors working in public safety. YouTube is real quick to strike lawyers for reading legal documents. They are quick to strike an Yeet Nick's channel because there was a mass flagging. But yet they allowed somebody to groom children and traffic them across state lines. And his videos stayed monetized. And he stayed in the partner program. So, yeah, CCW, that's what I said. We're going to go with what Blair has to say, and we're going to leave people's personal beef with other things out of it. She has a lot to say on this subject. She's very knowledgeable and has been involved in it. And like I said, I have reached out. So,
as of late, there's a lot of accusations and things going on with Onision that have made their way onto my timeline. And a lot of you guys want me to talk about it, and I'm totally down to talk about it. So in this video, I'm going to go over the accusations of grooming of underage girls by Onision, as well as interviewing a victim, an alleged victim. And because I have received threats of legal action and cease and desist letters for every single video I've done in the past few months, no, I'm not kidding, and no, I'm not exaggerating, I'm going to make a disclaimer that everything in this video is alleged, all allegedly, and you are free to make up your own mind against all these public allegations.
now, like I said, lawsuits are allegations and shade, and I am going to continue with lawsuits or allegations and shade, but all of the information was from a lawsuit that was filed under penalty of perjury. Debbie and Cookie, she is a very right-leaning transgender individual who has been on the Joe Rogan show and takes issues with a lot of people in the LGBT community and feels that they are pushing minors into things and grooming minors and such.
From this girl named Sarah. Sarah has recently blasted Onision and Onision's wife, who is now
this is one of the minors mentioned in the
on
lawsuit.
Twitter and on social media, saying that she was groomed by them from the age of 14 until she ultimately was in an intimate relationship with them 4 days after she turned 18. Sarah was a fan and began tweeting Onision and his wife Lainey, who now goes by the name Kai, when she was only 13. Eventually, Onision and then Lanybot took notice of this and became friends with Sarah when she was only 14 years old and began texting inappropriate things, had a very inappropriate friendship. These are both adults, keep in mind, becoming friends online and over text with this young girl. Sarah alleges that when she was underage, she exchanged inappropriate graphic self-images with Kai. Sarah alleges that Kai described Onision's private parts to her at the age of 14. And here's where things get even more messed up. At the age of 16, after having an inappropriate, friendly relationship over text with Kai and Greg, Sarah actually moved in with them. Sarah was going through personal family issues that led her to confide in Kai and Greg. And shortly after, Kai and Greg decided that they would let Sarah move in at 16.
So, yes, depending on the state, 16 is an age of consent, but you are an adult. You paid for her travel. She had proof in that lawsuit. You essentially trafficked a 16-year-old minor across state lines to move in with you. What is wrong with you? Nope. 16-year-olds are not old enough to make that kind of decision. In the lawsuit last night, it was brought up that originally she was only discussing relationships with the female, but then they announced that for him to permit it, it had to be a group activity. So yeah, but this is the Sarah person that the girl that filed the lawsuit was talking about.
Sarah then, of course, lived with them, began appearing in YouTube videos with them, and speculation arose as to what exactly was going on with this underage girl living with this adult couple. Sarah now says that this was a predatory relationship in which she was groomed to eventually become intimate with them once she turned 18. So is it illegal? Technically, no. Is it creepy, manipulative, disturbing, and predatory to take a girl who is 15, 16 years old, going through family troubles, move them in, and then groom them from that age until 18, and then be intimate with them 4 days after she turns 18? Yes, absolutely. Now let's take a look at the interview I did with Sarah just this morning. How old were you when you first started tweeting Onision and Onision's at the time wife, Lainey?
When I started tweeting them, I was 13.
So you were a fan of them, like that was the relationship with you being a fan of them.
I was like the biggest fan.
You started a parasocial relationship with a 13-year-old. What is wrong with you?
Okay, so clearly already there's like a power dynamic there, right? Like it's, someone, they're adults, they're internet famous, you are a fan, and you're a minor. So already power dynamic established.
Yeah, so we were tweeting back and forth, and then he DM'd me, "Hey, how old are you?" And I said, "Hey, Lainey, I'm 14." And he said, "Oh, you look older." He sent me a message that said, "I'm about to delete this app. Here's my phone number." And he gave me his phone number. And at this time, I was 14.
Were there
That's
ever
totally
any
normal.
inappropriate text messages sent from Kai, who again is Onision's partner, to you?
Yeah, we would make like sexual jokes to each other. We would joke about we would make jokes about us being together. But he would send me like pictures of like him without the top on. Basically, Kai was taking selfies, and he sent me a few of the selfies, and one of them, he didn't have any bottoms on, but he had a shirt on, and one of them, like his entire private was in the picture. There was at least one picture that I had sent of me when I was 15, topless.
So here's the problem, guys. You can't send inappropriate pictures to minors. You can't ask for them. And in that lawsuit, they proved, and they had the receipts, that they asked for the inappropriate pictures. And she sent them inappropriate pictures as a minor. It doesn't matter that she is 16. That is still CP under the law. And bringing her across state lines is trafficking. It's federal. You cannot take a minor across state lines without consent from the parents.
To Kai.
Wow. How did you go from that to at the age of 16 living with them?
So we had been friends since I was 14. I was going through a lot, and we had joked about me living there, but one night after some really not so great stuff went down, I was outside crying, texting my best friend, Kai, and he said that he was seriously going to talk to Greg about me living there. And at first I was just shocked. Like, I sat there like, what? What do you mean? And I was like, wait, really? And he was like, yeah, it hurts to say this, but I feel like they knew what they were doing.
Yes, they knew what they were doing. They very much knew what they were doing. And we read all the titles of idiots' videos. Yeah. So, Debbie, not this girl, Sarah, but the girl that brought the lawsuit, when they tried to pay for her travel to take her across state lines, the mother found out and put a stop to it. So they then took the girl whose name is Regina, and it's out there on the public lawsuit, and they used Regina to groom and vouch for this Sarah girl. Now, if this sounds familiar, that would be because Mr. Eggstein and old GM used the same playbook. So, unfortunately, this young lady was in a bad situation. I don't know what it was. I have reached out and I haven't heard anything just yet, but I'm not going to hear things on ours. But whatever her situation, her parents either allowed her to leave or she did and they didn't do anything. But the girl that filed the lawsuit's parents did let her leave the state. Did not. They stopped her from leaving the state. So,
Yeah. I think anyone watching this, definitely probably feels the same, that there's really no reason to move a teenager in with you or to send the kind of messages they sent, and then conveniently, coincidentally, be intimate with you after you turn 18.
And I mean, we had already had romantic conversations and talks when I was 15. And I know that in the video that he posted online, I basically was like, oh, nothing is going on, guys. But he wanted me to make that video, and he like really pressured me into making it, and I really didn't want to. I have bloopers from it of me literally like having like a mental breakdown, like sobbing because I was just so overwhelmed.
Oh my God.
It's only like 40 seconds long because he literally gave me like a list of things to say, and I just said them, and I just like bullet points, didn't like tell me exactly what to say, but like bullet points of what to like speak about. So I just spoke about whatever he wanted me to, and then I just like stopped it. I didn't want to do it.
So, at the beginning, he was like, there's nothing wrong with what I did. If you have to have a minor make a video where you're giving them bullet points and forcing them to make a video saying, we didn't do this, and read through the bullet points, yes, this is a hostage letter or coercion and intimidation of a minor / witness / victim. I don't think Tweedledum are in the Taliban, but they're taking a page out of their playbook. They're treating me great. No, there's nothing wrong going on. I'm being treated well. Yeah. Sir, I can't with you.
Geez, that's so controlling, right? Like to have this adult move you in and then force you to go on camera and explain how nothing inappropriate is going on. That just seems really messed up.
Well, and also what would hurt me a lot is like having to watch him say like, "Oh, we don't even hug Sarah. We don't even do this or that," and it's like I'm sitting there like 16 watching this, and I'm just like, "But yes, you do. Like you're sitting here and you're blatantly lying, and I can't say anything because I don't want to get you in trouble."
Tell me a little bit about the NDA that you signed. You told me off camera that you signed an NDA the morning after you were intimate with them for the first time.
Yeah, he and Kai decided that everyone in their life needed to sign an NDA and that I was no exception to that. The NDA was 1,000% for me to not do what I'm doing right now.
One thing that's important to note is that since Sarah has come forward with these allegations of being groomed from a child to an adult to be in a relationship with them, Onision and Kai have completely denied it. However, Kai was caught in a very interesting, strange lie in which Kai claimed to have never, ever been intimate or touched or cuddled specifically with Sarah.
We're going to get to that in 1 second. An NDA cannot be used in cases where things are criminal and illegal. So you can't R-word somebody or groom them or coerce them and then make them sign an NDA and not let them go to the police or anybody. That's not how those work. On top of it, you can pretty much prove that they coerced her into signing the NDA, which you can't do. It voids it. So that NDA is about as good as a piece of toilet paper right now.
But this video says otherwise.
Said that something has happened with her, or I did something with her, or I cuddled in bed with her. That none of that has ever happened. Never.
Like, go to sleep. Good night.
But that is it for this video, you guys. Make sure you like the video, comment. I'll be reading every
Guys, they've never been in bed together. Never. They would never. I don't think I'm that drunk. I don't. So, I know I have H&J here in my chat and Papa, and they knew what I was talking about tonight, but I am going to say this is why adults monitor what's on the internet. And girls, this is a prime reason as to why internet activity needs to be watched. And you need to know what kids are doing, and things that seem innocent aren't. And their Papa has taught you well. But as you can see, there are some nasty people in this world. Thomas, I'm working on getting my hands on a copy of one. So, yeah. I don't understand. I mean, I do. YouTube is making money off of him. We read that in the lawsuit. This is ridiculous. This is ludicrous. What kind of moron do you have to be to do this with minors and then be like, hey, I didn't do anything? There's pictures. Thomas, if you can do some digging and get it, I would appreciate it. I'm trying. But if you get your hands on one first, yeah, send it to me. Hold on. I'm looking for something for you guys real quick. But I mean, this is disgusting. And YouTube still lets this idiot be on YouTube. But Nick got yeeted for not even, like, for literally something that was, he didn't even say it. he didn't even say what they blamed him, but they took his channel. This is crazy. So we're gonna watch another video from Blair, and I'll pop in. But Tweedledum sent her a bunch of emails, and in all honesty, I think it is good for us to see, and we can see the manipulation and the gaslighting in it, so that so we can see the gaslighting and we can see all of the things. Because, hey, Anubis, because as hard as this is, and I really want to be so drunk that there's not enough bleach in the world for this whole thing, it needs to get put out there. I mean, we all know Eric Hunley is amazing. He and Nate, and they have all these news channels and huge followings. And when I messaged with Eric earlier, he hadn't even heard this. Hadn't even heard this. Had been filed and came out 4 days ago. And yeah, entire channels vanished. Look at Nick's. And he didn't do anything. He's still on YouTube. They just finally demonetized him. But up until the documentary, he was monetized. And people are like, oh yeah, because YouTube is making money off of him. But the thing is, in that lawsuit, the lawsuit breaks down that they have proof that the YouTube algorithm is not neutral. The YouTube algorithm is not neutral, and they can choose what creators to keep on the top. And he had 2 million followers and was drawing so many views that they literally left him in it. Now, even if you demonetize him, YouTube still makes money off of a channel that's not monetized. Because the ads that still run and that you still see, they just make 100% of it. They don't have to share it. Before I forget, and this is not a lawsuit grift, go ahead, like, subscribe, share. Because YouTube is being sued in this, and because of the content, and I'm a gun channel, it's going to be suppressed. And I want to get it out there. It needs to be out there. I literally spent hours today sending it to most of the law tubers to get this out. So,
Blair, you're a beautiful woman. I used to stand for something. I used to make great content and actually feel alive. Now all I felt is that sinking disappointment in human beings. I have felt disappointment in myself.
What is the point? What is the point of even trying anymore when you people are still harassing me?
oh, sweet snowflake. What's the point when people are harassing you? Oh, you sweet, sweet snowflake. I'm going to take a flamethrower to the snowflake. Okay? Sweet, sweet snowflake over there. You're going to need to learn. You're going to get the hate that you deserve. You're going to get the responsibility that you deserve. And all the attention you want. Because all you do is obnoxious things to be an attention seeker. So I have made it my personal mission to make sure you get all the attention you want.
Oh, hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. So, new midlife crisis. I mean, new hair. I'm not going to lie. I kind of don't like it. I feel like the vision I had in my head before I did this is different than real life. It just kind of hits different. So if you like it, soak it up, because this is probably the only time I'll have it on video. Speaking of today's video, I am sitting on content that is way too funny, way too disturbing, and way too cringy for me to not share with you. It almost feels wrong for me to keep these emails from you. You know, Onision's getting very desperate. He has Chris Hansen on him, which you never want that.
911, what are you reporting?
Hi, there's a person who's been stalking me online, and they just showed up to my house.
Okay, and they're outside now?
Yes, they're knocking on my door.
Okay, and what do we know his name at all?
It's Chris Hansen.
The FBI, his lawsuit against Repsion was thrown out. He got banned off Instagram, banned off Patreon, and overall he is deteriorating, and desperate times call for desperate measures. And he often sends me, he's always emailed me. I'm going to put that out there. I would say he has a crush on me, but we know that's not true because I am in fact over the age of 18. So I posted a screenshot of these emails on my Instagram story, which if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm questioning your life choices, to be honest, but whatever. And you guys begged me for the video, so here it is. So I don't know why his profile picture is this overexposed selfie or why his name says James on Gmail. I thought his name was Greg. Can someone tell me his right name? Anyways.
His name is James Gregory Jackson.
Starts off with, Blair, you're a beautiful woman.
She is a beautiful woman.
Blair, you're a beautiful woman.
She is. She's prettier than most women.
Who is capable of many good things. So right off the bat, I can already tell when he sends me these kind of emails, because he often sends these kinds, they're very gaslighty. Like he starts off by complimenting you, and then he tries to guilt trip you into stopping criticizing him or calling him out. When we started YouTube, we all had ideas of what we wanted to do. Then the views came along and we wound up essentially going to the dark side. The more money and views we got, the more we felt rewarded. We felt like what we were doing was right. So again, he's trying to manipulate me. He's trying to gaslight me. He's trying to convince me that me calling him out or criticizing him or interviewing his victims, which I've done, is a bad thing when in fact it's one of the most productive things we could be doing. And
yeah, it is a productive thing that we could be doing. And I'm going to keep doing it, guys. We're going to be real productive because my beasties are productive. So we're going to be real productive with this. And you know, my email's out there. I welcome these emails. I welcome these emails. Yeah, Debbie, she is. She's absolutely beautiful. You can't take that away from her. But yeah, no, I welcome these emails. These are like classic gaslighting, but I welcome them. I welcome him trying to debate me. I doubt his lawyer is going to let him do it though.
And second of all, literally no video that I do on Onision, it gets monetized, so money is null and void there. When I went after Social Repose, when I went after Davey Vanity, V1I, and other folks, calling them creeps, calling them numerous names, insisting they were a danger to others, I was just like you. I was self-righteous. I was a social justice warrior. That's hilarious. And a self-proclaimed white knight here to protect all the damsels in distress. Oh, what a great hero I was. So,
my man. Hold on. I feel like Patty. I almost spit my drink out onto my computer here. You just can't, with your whole chest, sir. With your whole chest, you were like, I'm a white knight. I'm a hero. I'm going to protect the damsels in distress. Sir. I don't know what kind of drugs you did, but I don't. They're not serving you well. I don't know if you had a psychotic break, I don't know what is going on in your head, but I can promise you, you are not a hero. You are not a social justice warrior, and no damsel wants you, whether they're in distress or not. Chat, please fill the lovely Anubis the Lost in for me. Anubis, hi, miss you. Sir, we're going to need to talk about protecting people and damsels in distress. And you being such a social justice warrior and a white knight. Oh, please. Please debate me in person. You can be my hero. We'll see if you can white knight me and come rescue this damsel over here.
First of all, Davey Vanity is literally a pedo. I don't know who V1I is. And I also know that Social Repose is a loser who cheated on one of my best friends, Jacqueline Glenn. So you're trying to say that you calling those people out was bad. So you're essentially saying that calling out pedos was a bad thing to do on your part. So I'm just a little confused.
Pot meet kettle.
I think both you and Jacqueline are essentially destroying your own potential by succumbing to outrage culture and the never-ending pursuit of video views. Which is so funny because I think it's very ironic that he would criticize someone for attempting to get views on the videos they make or being some sort of like, I don't know, view whore when he's done these.
What is the point? What is the point of even trying anymore when you people want to stop harassing me?
And we're gonna do Discord edits.
Did you forget your lithium today, dude? Did you forget your lithium? Because it looks like you forgot your lithium. Please put your shirt down. Nobody wants to see your chunky dad bod, even though that you don't have kids and you have nothing else to do, so you should probably be going to the gym and not lay off some of those video games. And I can't even blame this on roid rage because you wouldn't be chunky if you were on steroids. So you may want to talk to your doctor about your mental health medications.
What am I going to do?
How is he not embarrassed? How is he not embarrassed? Anubis, they have not. Someone checked last night when I was reading the lawsuit, and he had posted like 30 minutes before. It took a documentary in 2021 for them to demonetize him. He's been monetized on being a child predator for like 12 years. Again, sir, you need to talk to your psychiatrist or find one. Yeah, it's Trenton. True, but you gotta have some shame. Because, no. Even if I was a minor and I saw you dressed like that, I would puke. I would probably I would probably become asexual or something. I don't know if not if he was the last man on earth. CCW, if we get to a point with that, I'll pause it because ain't nobody need to see that. Although the banana song might come out for a little bit because banana song.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Like, this is an example of the most shameless, like, bottom of the barrel content. Please give me views. I'm suffering type shit. One thing I just would never be able to relate to is degrading myself like that for views and then accusing someone else of being a view whore.
Blair can be a view whore all she wants. I would stare at her a million times over if it meant I didn't have to see whatever that was. I will stare at the beautiful transgender woman if I didn't have to listen to or see the stupid that he is putting out. Do you have no shame? Yeah, Mean John, I'm waiting. I have a feeling that it's gonna get spicy.
Like, trying to gaslight someone into thinking that they're degrading themselves by calling you out on your content when you degrade yourself for the cheapest, most bottom of the barrel views that you could possibly get is rich, Greg, or James. I think both you and Jacqueline are destroying your own potential by succumbing to outrage culture and the never-ending pursuit of video views. So I don't think outrage culture or cancel culture really applies to like pedos and predators.
No.
A whole different story.
Jail
to me,
culture
outrage
applies.
culture is like, let me search 7 years in the vault of someone's tweets to find one indiscretion and cancel them for that. Not
jail culture
calling
is
out
what we
very
need to talk
obvious
about.
predatory behavior and trying to help people that you victimize. That's a whole lot different, Greg. If making a video means hurting someone that you aren't even sure deserves it, you're wrong. But what if I'm sure you deserve it?
I'm sure
Pretty
you
sure
deserve
at
it,
this
dude.
point. One of the things I'm very certain on is that you either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain.
My man. die a hero or live long enough to become a villain? Sir, we need to talk about what words mean. Words have meaning. Apparently, somehow, you're not really sure what those words mean. Mm-mm. Yeah, Trenton, he was always the villain. And being that, hold on. We are offended that you are saying you could be a villain. Offended.
So that's basically him removing himself from responsibility for his actions, saying that it's just natural what's happening, that eventually everyone just turns on you. When that's not actually the case, all you had to do was not move underage girls into your home and abuse underage girls and prey on your fans who are underage. That's all you had to do. And you wouldn't be receiving any of the hate you're receiving right now. Long story short, I know you and Jacqueline could be amazing and beautiful in both looks and personality. Ugh.
Can be. She is beautiful in looks. You can't deny it. It is actually not a Funko Pop. It's a stuffed animal. Not a Funko Pop. But it's my angry Maleficent. Yeah, his so-called hero complex BS can go plain traffic. I want these emails. Like, is it sad that there's a part of me that's like, oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I am going to reach out to Repzion. I've already reached out to Jacqueline Glenn. I sent a message over to Blair's management and a whole bunch of stuff. So, we'll see.
Them. Okay, so I'm editing right now, but very quickly, I wanted to include these are very clearly the tactics used by Greg on underage girls who are impressionable and don't know any better. The whole complimenting, like, you're beautiful, you can do better, listen to what I say, do what I say, don't go against me. The problem is, I'm 26 years of age. You can't do that to me. Greg, stop it. But right now, you are part of the toxic community. You are the faces of cancel culture, and it may cancel you too someday. Again, cancel culture is canceling someone for saying the wrong thing in a tweet a few years ago or having the wrong opinion, which obviously we stand against. That is not the case of Greg. Like, well, any healthy society cancels child predators. That's kind of what's supposed to happen. I'd love to see you succeed if it meant no longer trying to ruin people's lives with your videos, just like I feel for myself. You ruined your own life, Greg. You let your daughter fall out of a 2-story window. You locked girls up in your basement. You moved underage girls into your home. You made horrible, disgusting content. You filed a bogus lawsuit against Repzion. You're the one that can't stop texting underage girls and then having them screenshot it and expose you. You're the one that supported and accepted the fact that Kai was sending nudes to underage girls. You did this to yourself. Okay? So I have 9 other emails from him, all of which are just as manipulative, just as gaslighting. He says the same thing a lot, and it's really irrational. He keeps sending it. This one, for example, says, you have so much potential to be a positive impact. You are more than a canceled tabloid. Really hope you do what is right and find the truth before you present information. Which is so funny because all my life, I have never made a video about Greg without reaching out first for his side of the story. Even as disgusted as I was when I interviewed Sarah and said what I've said, I've always reached out and asked him to give me his side of the story. He's never once provided evidence to the contrary of anything I've ever said. He's never proven anything wrong. He's never tried to defend himself at all. He simply tried to guilt trip me for talking about it, which means he has no defense. He should be able to point to one lie I've made. He has not. So here's a rare moment of self-awareness where he says, I used to stand for something. I used to make great content and actually feel alive. Now all I felt is that sinking disappointment in human beings. I have felt disappointment in myself.
Yeah, everybody's feeling disappointment in you. So we're gonna stop the video. That's enough for like these 2 videos. Yeah, we all are feeling disappointed in humanity. That apparently we didn't chlorinate the gene pool soon enough, sir. My emotional support. Now. Yeah, Mean John, I'm gonna reach out to Repzion Jerry, we are going to cover all the stuffs. There is going to be a whole lot of, I'm going to make a playlist of not gun things, and they're all going to be this idiot. But you know, Blair said something there that made me realize, guys, Mama Loki, your Mama Beastie has not been fair. I haven't emailed him. I haven't invited him to make a statement. Guessing his lawyers won't agree to it. But you know, I got 17 of you in the chat. We gonna take bets on what we should do? Guys, let's take bets. You tell me what you think we should do. Cookie, how's what possible? Oh, dearie, dearie. You should never mess with the queen. Oh, Opal, I've seen the Ezra Miller shit. That doesn't bother me. He's mentally ill. Like, what he's doing is not right, but that man is, like, done too many mushrooms and is mentally ill. This idiot. Nah. I think what we're going to do, I'm going to reach out. I'm going to give him the love and attention he wants. We can debate. We can debate online. He wants views, exposure, and attention. Sweetheart, I will give them to you with lots of videos about you. We can debate. And depending on where you are, hey, we can debate in public. I will fly there. And you can pretend to be the White Knight. I'm going to rescue a damsel in distress to somebody your own size and your own age, not minors. Because what we're not going to do is support people that harm minors. What we're not going to do is let YouTube and all these platforms that let him still have a channel get away with this. So no, I am not going to drop this, even though this isn't my normal content. Not my normal content. We are following this and we are deep diving this. And like the stuff with Blair, I figured we'd go with a little bit of background, but we have timelines to work with. We're going to cover timelines. I've reached out to a whole bunch of people to interview. We are going to give him the attention he wants and the chance to debate and give us his side. So, no, Opal, you have to be there for the debate. Just bring beer and popcorn. You don't have to participate. Beer and popcorn. Yeah, what we're not going to do is let this slide under the radar. The fact that when I sent that lawsuit from yesterday to a bunch of the LawTubers, none of them had even seen or heard of it. I mean, Eric Hunley is primarily a news channel. He's not a lawyer. Eric's on top of everything. He hadn't even heard it. So, nope. Y'all can moderate the debate. Me and Johnny's too much of a control freak. Yeah, so here's the thing, Ming and John. 16 years of public safety. I've gone through hostage negotiator classes, SWAT team training, 16 years in ambulances with people that had medical and psychiatric disorders. We will build a rapport. It'll be fine. He's not a control freak. He'll be good. He'll be just fine. He can tell me how wrong I am about him and how everybody is lying about him. He can tell me how everybody's just being mean and he didn't do anything wrong. I'll listen. Let's go. I mean, Kraka knows that one of my goals in life is to debate someone from the Westboro Baptist Church, so. But, no, I welcome him to email me. I will reach out. I welcome him to reach out or to email me. We can debate in person or on YouTube. Your choice. I welcome everybody. And I am, like I said, I've reached out to a lot of the other people involved. And I'm going to bring their story to light. This isn't going under the radar. And I am going to harass the world on Twitter until everybody sees this. The fact that this lawsuit went under the radar. Oh no, that's not going to happen. We are going to make sure. We're going to make sure that you get the attention and the fair chance to give us your side. Because we beasties are fair. So, it'll be fun. Yeah, CCW, you can't gift memberships yet. I'm sorry. But, you know, like, subscribe, do the YouTube things, leave comments, get the word out. Like I said, YouTube is suppressing it to a point, and since I'm not monetized and I don't have a big following, we need to push it out. You can share the links to my videos. Like, we need to get this out to as many people as possible, because I don't think anybody that I sent it to, CCW, I have Venmo, not PayPal. But that you may be able to send things on Venmo with PayPal. But no, it is my mission to hold this man accountable and hold YouTube. I hope to God this girl wins this suit and YouTube finally has to pay up. They strike lawyers and they strike medical professionals for educational content, but they allow that sick person to continue. That's not okay. No, no, no. Jerry, you do not need to donate with money. Your likes and your watching and your interaction and sharing things is what I care more about. Because this is personal for me. So, yeah. So we're going to try to blow this up, and that's my goal. If I get monetized in the process, awesome. It gives me a bigger reach. But I have a little princess here. I have a little princess. And she is not allowed to be on the internet, and she is too little to even spell things. But I would want somebody to do this. I would want somebody to do this. Debbie, you are my fellow cancer warrior. Absolutely not. You keep the money for all of those medical bills. Yay. Thank you, Jimmy. Like I said, I care more about the liking and the subscribing and the getting it out there than I do any financial gain. I just want to increase my reach. And Opal, maybe we can finally force YouTube to be accountable to their own stuff. So tomorrow, we're going to cover some of his first posts and some of the very early allegations that came out against him for when he first joined YouTube. And we're going to start there, and we are going to work our way up. And like I said, it goes to court. We will be there. They go ahead and file a response. We're going to be there. No, you're going to get lots of personal attention from me. Lots of it. You're going to get all the attention in the world. So, Radia, tell Rackets. I am down to go on Rackets and blow this up anytime. It is filed in the Middle District of Florida, and I will post the link to the lawsuit, to the document, right after this, and links to Blair's stuff. And like I said yesterday, I will put it all in the description box. I am willing to go on to any channel. I am willing to talk to any of the bigger creators. I'm willing to do anything we need to do to get this out there to more people, so this doesn't sit under the radar and so that we can get enough public pressure on him. I did get it to legal to Vices today. So Vices has it. So, oh, and Sean, potentially criminal too. So we will see. Reach out to your favorite creators. Let's get this going. I will gladly. But enough of that. Cookie One, let me check. My locals is there. Let me see how the importing is. They had something up saying it could take like weeks for them to like import and sync things with YouTube because of the mass migration of people with Ricada. So I believe it's going to be in Osceola or Ocala. I lived in Tampa. You think I would know? Middle District. I think that's Ocala. Yeah, Semper Fi. Thanks, Radia. We're going to do it. I mean, I'm not going to wait. The fact that this went under the radar, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if I have to resort to clickbait thumbnails again, I will. I don't care. But yes, I have been tagging Mr. Jackson. He is tagged in the title of this video. And in Twitter. Go ahead, tag him. Give him my information. I'd love to talk to him. I want his side. Love to get his side of this. I would love to hear how wrong this lawsuit is and how he's being persecuted because he's such a good guy. Prove me wrong. Hey, Claude. Prove me wrong. If I'm wrong, I will admit I am wrong. I'll be the first person to apologize. Let's go. So with that, my loves, I will say goodnight. And I will post my times for tomorrow. I'm going to go a little earlier tomorrow. And if you have any information, if you have any suggestions, if you have anyone that wants to talk to me, whatever, All my socials are on my channel and generally in my description boxes. And I'll see you all tomorrow, my loves. There's also a gun comment coming tomorrow, too. So don't worry. I'm not dropping the gun content just because of this special snowflake. I love you all, beasties. Please be safe. Have a safe night. Keep your kids safe. Make sure you know what they are doing on the internet. Love you all. Good night, my beasties.